So I've kind of changed my mind about electric cars and the whole ethos of this channel as a result. And so we're going to have a talk about that, and we'll go along to a new V4 supercharger that I wanted to check out. So let's have a chat. So I've just pulled into Gypsy Lane in Luton near the airport, and there is 16 version 4 superchargers, which is really cool. It's nice and convenient. It's on a retail part, so you do have to drive through the retail part to actually get to the superchargers, but actually plenty of parking and plenty of spaces in the superchargers, so that's great. So as I said at the start of this video, I've been going through, I think the last year or so, of thinking about what I think about electric cars, and not necessarily what I think about electric cars. I still very much like driving an electric car. So those that don't know, I currently drive a Tesla Model Y. So I feel very lucky in that that's what I drive, and I'm very lucky in that I'm able to drive a car as nice as this, and to be honest, as expensive as this. And that to me is the rub with electric cars. I used to think on this channel, and the reason why I started this channel in the first place about 4+ years ago, was that everyone should have an electric car. So you've got an electric car, you must own one. Like, it doesn't matter what you've got now, buy an electric car, it's the future, blah blah blah. And to a degree I still believe that, but I believe less that an electric car is, you know, the only option or solution, but also forcing it down people's necks. So let's not beat around the bush. Electric cars are expensive, they just are. The cheapest one I think is probably around 25 for a reasonably decent range electric car, and it just goes up from there. And you can only see like manufacturers like you know, Tesla, BMW, Audi. None of them are cheap cars, you know, none of them are sub 20 grand, and to be honest, even that is expensive. Now I'm going back to when I first started driving, which was a long time ago, but it was, you didn't buy a new car. You certainly didn't buy an over 20 grand car. You know, my first cars were runarounds. They were either hand-me-downs from family members, or they were, you know, cheap cars that you bought for a couple of £1,000. It staggers me that, like, manufacturers think that people can afford electric cars. Like I said, I'm lucky in that, like, I have you know, a decent job, and you know, that I can afford to not only no, I don't own it, but I lease, you know, an electric car, but I can run it as well. They're still better and they're still cheaper than diesel and petrol and things like that. But to be honest, I don't go around like I used to. It's like, you must own an electric car. If you don't have an electric car, I'm not talking to you. But to be honest now, for me, it's more of, does it fit for you, for a start? You know, I still don't have home charging. We're near Luton Airport, so if you can hear that plane. I still don't have home charging, but that hasn't stopped me from owning an electric car. It's made it more difficult. The Tesla has made it easier, but they're not the only thing, right? You know, if people generally can't afford an electric car, then maybe a hybrid is the way for you. Or if you want to go on that journey but you're not sure, hybrid's the way. And there'll also be, you know, let's just be perfectly honest, people that just won't be able to afford an electric car. It'll be the same people that can't afford, you know, a plus £20,000 car anyway. And yes, there's lease deals and things like that, and loans and stuff like that, but not everyone wants to get a loan, wants to get a lease, and just wants to buy a car and run it into the ground, and that's fine. We have to stop this mentality of pushing it down on people's you know, throats that they must own an electric car. Now I realise the irony is not lost on me that I drive an electric car, and I'm saying to some people that maybe it's not for you yet. Do I think prices of electric cars will come down? I think eventually maybe we might see a sub £20,000 electric car. It'd be great if they do, because it'll reach a bigger audience of driving. But I generally think like there's other means. There's like, you know, small PEV technologies, you know, unicycles, scooters, all that sort of stuff. If you do short journeys, make them legal, take more cars off the road, take more diesel and petrol cars off the road, give people an alternative to running an expensive car, put decent electrified transport on, electrified buses, you know, trains, taxis, all that sort of stuff, but make them electric and make the service brilliant and better. Put more cycle lanes in everywhere. Give people an alternative to get out there and get some fresh air, and not just sat in a car all the time. Granted, that's not going to work for everyone. You know, if you do long distances or you've got a bigger journey to work, that's not going to work. But we need to stop thinking that electric cars is the only one solution for all of these problems that we've got. They're really not. We need to make sure that, you know, we give there's options around transport in general, and, you know, obviously more environmentally friendly stuff. So, you know, investing more in green technologies, green, you know, like wind turbines and wave technology and all the other sort of stuff to support all this stuff. Now, the other thing and the other reason why I've kind of changed my mind to a degree is the infrastructure outside of Tesla's network still isn't good enough. It's getting better, but the slow response from government especially, and local councils, not all local councils, granted, a lot of them are doing good, but certainly my council is just poor, is the nicest way of putting it. But they need to do more around this, and they need to be more open to better technologies and new technologies, rather than stuck in the past of, well, it doesn't fit into this box so we can't do it type of approach. We've still got a massive amount of people that don't have off-street parking. Solutions and solutions are out there. We need people to we need councils and governments to push that, you know, as a bigger priority, to make sure that we can accommodate those people that maybe can afford an electric car and do want to go there, but like don't have off-street parking. I have 3 neighbours that want to go electric but can't, because like me, they've got a house where it's slightly off-road and it's slightly next to parking spaces, so you need to be able to get the charge from your house to the parking space, but they don't see the option there, where there's plenty of options out there. So there's people that want to make that move but generally just can't. And I think we're making it too complicated for people and hard for people to do that. It's too damn expensive to own not necessarily own an electric car, but if you want to buy an electric car or something like that, it's too expensive that way. And it's not the only solution. So I've just been thinking, like, my mindset around like pushing this message to you guys is, you know, about like, I remember when I had my i3 like years ago when I first started, and I was so excited to get like the electric car and all the rest of it, and I was like, you know, anyone and everyone that I would talk to, they'd go, well, what do you think? You know, they'd stop you at a charger when it was a bit newer and stuff like that, and they'd be like, oh, well, you know, how easy is it? Do you run out? Blah blah blah. All the crap stories in the newspapers. That's another thing that needs to stop. All that rubbish that gets spouted by the media. And I was like, yeah, you've got to have this, don't worry, it's easy and all the rest of it. And at the time I was running an 80 mile range car in the winter, which was really difficult, to be honest. It was fun and exciting as a bit of an adventure, but it wasn't easy, and it's not easy for people, especially if you don't have home charging. You don't have home charging, it takes away a lot of the hassle. But honestly, like, it wasn't straightforward, and it wasn't easy. So I suppose all I'm saying is that, like, I'm kind of I'm not mellowing out on the EVs. You know, this I like doing, like, the EV stuff and things like that. As you can tell, probably the format is slightly changed. I'm adopting, I suppose, a more laid back vlog type style, whatever you want to call it. Talking to you guys rather than, you know, here's the thing, you should have the thing and buy the thing, and, you know, all the rest of it. There'll still be reviews, and there'll still be other stuff, and there'll still be electric unicycle things and stuff like that. But I want to take a more casual approach to this, a bit more of a, like, just want to talk to you about what I'm thinking. You know, if there is like a review that I need to do or want to do, then it'll be in the kind of the context of going somewhere and doing something with that thing. I'm not going to tell you must buy this thing. There's too many reviewers out there that they get a thing, they unbox it, they go, there you go, this is the best thing ever, you need to buy it, because either they're being sponsored by something, or you know, they're either very excited about something and want you to, like, be involved in that and enjoy that to some degree. But the way I look at it is that I want to incorporate what I do and what I enjoy about these videos into a more relaxed way, and in another way, it helps me have a plane. Shame I'm not going somewhere nice. It is absolutely chucking it down. You can't really see outside, but it's absolutely chucking it down outside. Typical December. But yeah, I've been getting a little bit bored with some of the videos I've been doing. I'm sure there'll be people out there that probably feel the same way. They've watched it and gone, oh, another riding video, oh, you know, another this, another that. So this is what the format's going to be moving forward. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you stick with the channel. You know, those that have stuck with me for probably 4.5 years now, and, you know, well over, you know, sort of 2,000 subscribers and stuff like that. I really appreciate it, but I needed to change things up for myself, and make things a little bit different, so I enjoy it as well as hopefully you guys as well. So yeah, so we're sat here, we're going to wait for this to charge. I'm probably going to go and get something to eat, and see you on the next one. Yeah, see you on the next one. Bye.